All right, folks, it's early in the morning here. Got my coffee going. Took my chorizo out of my curing cabinet for a few more hours of cold smoke. And I'm gonna get a rub on this picnic ham. Let it sit for a few hours. Picnic ham is the lower part of the shoulder. This is where the pig's leg was. You'll usually see more of that on a picnic ham. I took it off because I wanted as much meat on my hocks as I could. I'm gonna use a yellow mustard slather today. So there's my slather, simple yellow mustard. Now I don't like to add salt to my rubs because I like to control the salt. It looks pretty heavy. It is, don't worry. Some of it will fall off. And even though it's a small picnic ham, because this was a small pig, it's still a rather large piece of meat and it can take a lot of salt. It's gonna be hard to oversalt this. Although, I'm sure it could be done. I'm gonna salt the underside first so I don't mess up my presentation side, although this is gonna be pulled pork, so there really isn't a presentation side, but I'll still see it when it comes out. So a pretty simple rub here. It's just some, got some brown sugar, chili powder, paprika, some garlic and onion, a little bit of white pepper, a little black pepper, a little cayenne pepper. But you use whatever rub you like to use on your pork. That'll be fine. If you want to use this one, I'll put it in the description. Looking pretty good. You got the sides, you got the bottom. I'm going to stick this back into the refrigerator. Yeah, probably for a couple hours while I let that chorizo cold smoke in there. Then I'll get the heat going in my smoker and we'll start cooking this bad boy. So before I get this smoker going, I'm going to take some oil and give this a quick spray. And that just helps it from all this rust. My charcoal's ready. You can see my chimney has seen better days. It's well used. All right, please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Start with a piece of cherry and a piece of maple. Close that up. This gets up to temp. Start cooking. I'm gonna try to get it up to about 2 1/4, 250. I don't really love this smoker, but it's the one I have. So I'll make it work. I can't wait to get the smoker that my older son is making for me. His motorcycle repair shop is really getting busy, so I might just have to wait. We'll come back when this is heated up. I'm up just above 250. It'll cool down as soon as I open the door. See my smoke's running a bit cleaner now. Yeah, put this picnic ham on. All right, got her on. Got my probe set. Close it up and I'm gonna leave it alone for a while. Just try to keep it running at 2 1/4, 250. More like 250, I think. Bring you back in a while. So I'm gonna use a little of this peach syrup and just a tiny bit of this tamarind concentrate. I'm gonna put it in the spray bottle, water it down quite a bit, and I'm gonna start spritzing this ham. Well, it's been about 2.5 hours. We're running just below 250, and unfortunately, my probe thermometer took a dump on me. I think this wire just got too pinched. Well, let's see what's going on. Whew. Okay, getting a little bark. All right, 2.5 hours in, 115. I am going to give it a spritz. Get a little on the underside, close it back up. Probably come back and do that again in 45 minutes or an hour. Well, this has been on for about 5 hours. So I got an okay bark. It did break a little bit right here. And I'm kind of curious what the temperature is because my probe totally took a dump on me. It's still a little firm. Definitely not tender done yet. Well, still got a little ways to go, but I'm happy enough to wrap it up now. I wouldn't mind if it was like a little hotter in the 160s rather than 154. I'm not even sure if it's reached its stall yet because did I mention that my probe took a dump on me? Well, I'm gonna do at this point, could just wrap it, but I think I'm gonna stick it in the pan. I'm gonna take a little bit of what I've been spritzing it with. It's got some sweet, got some tart, and it's mostly water. Just gonna add a little bit, not that much, but enough to create some steam, small enough amount that I can incorporate that into my pulled pork to help moisturize it later because picnic ham is like the white meat of a pork. It's a lighter meat, generally a tiny bit drier. Follow that pretty good. Now that I got this foil covered, I'm gonna go crank the pit up to about 3, maybe 3 1/4. Let this finish off. See you in a bit. While I wait for my picnic ham to come off, I'm gonna make a quick glaze. So I'm gonna use some apple-pear butter. It's actually an apple-pear maple butter that I made. This video is more of a process video because obviously you may not can your own peaches and have your own peach syrup, and you might not make your own apple butter. But you know, the idea is my spritz, it was something a little sweet, something a little tart, just giving you some ideas to make it your own. I'm going to take the very last few drips of my peach tamarind. I'm going to mix that in, give it a little tartness. And I'm going to take a little bit of the rub that I started with. And I'm going to add that. It's got a little sweet and a little spice. And I'm just going to mix that together. I'm going with the rest of that. You know, use your favorite barbecue sauce. Just use flavor combos that you think are going to work well with that ham. Ham does like sweet things. A little heat's good. I think I'm going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. It needs just a little more tart. Oh yeah, it's giving me a nice color. That's going to look great rubbed on there and glazed up. Yeah, I like that. I'm just going to cook this down a tiny bit. Well, I'm just about ready to glaze this. I'm adding a little syrup. Now I'll thin it out, and it'll give it more sugar to kind of caramelize on the surface, which is part of the whole glaze thing. Yeah, I feel like that's a better consistency now. Oh, it's sure smelling pretty good. Well, let's get a temp. I'm going to open it up from this side because it's going to be pretty steamy, I think. Oh yeah, pretty steamy. Oh yeah, quite a bit of liquid. Oh yeah, it's probing tender now. Kind of don't even care about the temperature. Mostly it's about the texture. Oh, it's up there. A little higher than I was expecting. It's about 204. So next thing I'm going to do here, I just want to give it a little bit of this. I'm going to pop it back in for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour. Just for a little bit, just to let this kind of harden up on there, glaze on there. Even though we're just going to pull it apart and you won't see that, but I think it'll add a texture, flavor. Ultimately it'll be good. Yeah, I'm going back with it uncovered for now. Bark's broken in a couple places. I don't think it'll be dry or anything, and ultimately it doesn't matter what it looks, it's all getting torn apart. So put it back on, bring you back in a bit. I put it back on the smoker for about 20 minutes. It was about 250, maybe 275. Just gonna let it sit for maybe 10 minutes and just start pulling it apart. Oh yeah, let's come right out. Oh, you can see it's different texture to this meat than like the Boston butt. Not quite as succulent, but every bit as delicious for sure. All right, well, let's pull this apart, see what we got. That looks juicy and delicious. See, it's definitely a different texture, and you can just see by the stringiness, it's not the way a Boston butt part of the shoulder pulls. I'm trying this piece. Well, picnic ham, not a bad piece. That said, if you find it at the store, probably gonna have a skin on, and there's a lot of things you can do to make that crispy skin. Things that I didn't do, because, well, didn't have skin on mine. Because it was home butchered and hard to create a scalding tank to scald off all the hair. I mean, I suppose it can be done. Yeah, oh yeah. Soak up all that liquid on the bottom. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty darn delicious to me. I'd say I have pulled my pork. Cover this with foil and get going down to the party. Here's my potluck dish.